Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Jelly Roll works with attorney who once imprisoned him, gives back in big way. Jelly Roll's story has never been ordinary. From the street corners of Antioch, Tennessee, to the biggest stages in country music, the tattooed artist with the soulful rasp has built a reputation on honesty, grit, and redemption. But his latest move, working side by side with the very attorney who once helped send him to prison, may be the most powerful chapter yet in his incredible journey. This is not just a tale of an unlikely partnership. It's a testament to how full-circle moments can heal wounds, rebuild communities, and prove that even the harshest of beginnings can lead to brighter, more meaningful destinies. From prisoner to superstar long before he was a Grammy-nominated artist, Jason, better known by his stage name, Jelly Roll, was just another young man caught in the cycle of addiction, hustling, and incarceration. His troubled teenage years led him into a revolving door of jail cells and courtrooms. "I wasn't some big kingpin," Jelly Roll has often said. "I was a dumb kid who kept making the same mistakes. I thought I was smart, but really I was lost." During one of those appearances, he came face to face with a sharp-suited district attorney who saw him as just another case file. That attorney, who prosecuted Jelly Roll during a pivotal case in his late teens, played a major role in sentencing him to prison. For years, Jelly harbored resentment, convinced that the system only wanted to bury kids like him. But life has a strange way of reshuffling the deck. An unlikely reunion. Fast forward nearly 2 decades. Jelly Roll is no longer the troubled teen staring down sentencing. He's now a chart-topping artist, selling out arenas, winning awards, and using his platform to shine light on issues like addiction recovery and prison reform. So when he ran into that same attorney at a Nashville community event earlier this year, sparks of recognition lit the air. "I didn't even know if he'd remember me," Jelly Roll said with a chuckle during a backstage interview. "But he looked at me and said," and then we both just laughed. It was wild. The attorney, now semi-retired and working on criminal justice reform initiatives, admitted he had followed Jelly's rise in music. What began as a tense handshake soon unfolded into a conversation about the justice system, second chances, and the shared goal of making life better for the next generation. From adversaries to allies, what might have ended as a polite encounter instead grew into an unlikely collaboration. Jelly Roll, who has donated millions to addiction centers and youth programs, invited the attorney to work with him on a new initiative aimed at providing legal aid and rehabilitation support for young offenders. "The truth is, so many kids don't have a voice in the courtroom," Jelly Roll explained. "They don't understand the system, they don't have the money for a good lawyer, and they end up stuck. I lived that. I want to help change that." The attorney, humbled by Jelly's offer, agreed. Together, they began mapping out a program where young offenders could access legal representation, counseling, and even career mentorship. "It's surreal," the attorney admitted. "I once stood across from him in court, arguing why he should be behind bars. Now I'm standing beside him, arguing why kids like him deserve better paths." Giving back in more than words, Jelly Roll has never been content with just speeches. His generosity runs deep, often backed by his own wallet. As part of their new initiative, he pledged a $500,000 donation to a fund that will cover legal aid for teens caught in the justice system. The money will go toward hiring public defenders specifically for juvenile cases, funding educational workshops inside detention centers, providing scholarships for kids who complete rehabilitation programs, offering stipends for families struggling with court-related expenses. For Jelly Roll, it isn't charity, it's personal. "When I was sitting in that cell, I didn't think anybody cared," he said. "If I can show one kid that somebody does care, that there's another way, then it's worth it. I know how it feels to be forgotten. I'll never forget that feeling, and I'll never let someone else sit in it if I can help. Healing old wounds. One of the most powerful aspects of this partnership is the healing it brings, not just for Jelly Roll, but for the attorney as well. Back then, I saw him as just another repeat offender, the attorney admitted. I didn't see the potential, the heart, or the pain behind the actions. Working with him now has opened my eyes to how we, as prosecutors, sometimes miss the humanity in front of us. For Jelly, the collaboration is about forgiveness and growth. I don't hold grudges anymore, he said. That man did his job, and me? I had to go through that fire to become who I am today. If anything, I'm grateful, because without that chapter, I might not be here right now. A ripple effect, the news of their partnership quickly spread across Nashville, drawing admiration from fans, community leaders, and even lawmakers. Social media flooded with messages praising Jelly Roll's ability to turn pain into purpose. "I've never seen anything like it," one fan tweeted. "From being locked up to working with the man who locked him up. That's redemption on another level." Others pointed out the broader implications. By bridging the gap between former offenders and those who once prosecuted them, Jelly Roll is creating a model for how communities can heal from within. "This isn't just about one man's story," said a local youth counselor. "This is about showing that people can change and that the system itself can evolve. If Jelly and his attorney can come together, what else is possible?" Music meets mission. Even as his schedule fills with concerts and award shows, Jelly Roll insists that this mission is not a side project. It's central to who he is now. He's even begun incorporating messages about justice reform into his live shows, often dedicating songs to the ones still behind those walls. "It ain't about fame for me anymore," Jelly Roll said during a recent performance in Nashville. "It's about using this microphone to tell the truth. I was one of them, I am one of them, and I'll never stop fighting for them." Full circle in the end, the story of Jelly Roll and the attorney who once imprisoned him isn't just about irony. It's about full-circle redemption, the kind that can only happen when two people set aside the past and work toward something bigger than themselves. Jelly Roll's journey proves that second chances aren't just possible, they're powerful. And his willingness to give back, even to the system that once held him down, shows a rare kind of grace. As for the attorney, he now sees Jelly Roll not as a case file, but as a partner, a leader, and a reminder that transformation is always possible. "Life is funny," the attorney said at a recent press conference. "Sometimes the people you least expect to change the world are the ones who end up doing it." Jelly Roll is living proof of that. The road ahead with their new initiative, set to roll out later this year, Jelly Roll and his once opponent turned ally are preparing to make a real impact. Already, youth detention centers in Tennessee are lining up to participate, and other states are watching closely. For Jelly Roll, it's just the beginning. "Music gave me a platform," he said, "but purpose gave me a reason. If I can use what I've been through to help somebody else, then all those nights in a cell weren't wasted. They were just the setup for this."